Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Lee and I'm super excited if you're watching this that you are taking the time out of your day to learn more about what our challenge group entails and just the details of that. I am going to try to be as concise as possible and take out any fluff and just communicate to you as best I can during a limited amount of time what a challenge group is. Chances are you've heard that term before. You've heard about these fitness accountability groups or challenge groups. Chances are that you have more than one Beachbody coach in your newsfeed that talks about these things. And what I want to kind of start off by saying is that if you're considering joining a challenge group, my biggest piece of advice for you is that you find a coach that you really connect well with. If you watch this video and you don't think that your vision and your motivation is the kind of the same as what I'm describing, then I would recommend that you find a coach that you do connect with, that you do kind of align with a little bit more. And that's really the purpose of this video and why I want to communicate as fully as I can what the overall purpose and vision of our group is, to see if it's a good fit for you or not. So biggest piece of advice is to find a coach that matches you really well, because there are a lot of coaches out there and everyone does their groups a little differently. So I just want to share with you what my group entails and kind of a little bit about my journey with this company and these resources and challenge groups, and how that has informed how I run my challenge group and why I'm now doing this as a business. So just a real brief explanation of my story. In 2015, like the late winter of 2015, I had a 15-month-old 16-month-old son who was very passionate, still is, had a lot of energy, he still does, and I just was tired of feeling exhausted all the time. I had been a college athlete, but quickly learned that I did not know how to eat correctly after stopping playing college sports and just not running as much as I was doing. I learned that I did not know how to eat. I really did not even know how to exercise. I'd always had someone telling me what to do because I always had a coach. I was always on a team. And so I, after having my first son and just with his energy and his passion, I just began to gain weight. And really just what my main motivation was for making a change was the lack of energy I had. And I knew that I was not being the best mom I could be. I knew that I was not being the best wife I could be. And so that's kind of the motivation that started my journey with Beachbody. I have a really good friend who kind of helped me break this fallacy that I had in my mind that investing in my health would be selfish. And she just really helped me understand that investing in myself was one of the best ways that I could invest in my family. And so I began to work out consistently. I began to drink this amazing superfood shake, and I was hooked because I saw how it changed my energy and just how much better I felt. And since having my youngest son in December of 2015, I've lost 40 pounds over the course of my journey. And obviously that was kind of just being real honest. That was what got me started, was this desire to lose weight and to have more energy and to feel stronger. But I never expected, obviously I hoped for the weight loss, but I never expected the strength that I would gain, the mindset changes that would occur along that journey that are still occurring, and just the connections that have been made to the spiritual stewardship, and how all of those things just really surprised me along the way. And so that's what I've really become so passionate about, is that this physical stewardship of our health is not just one category in our life. Like, it is very intricately connected to our spiritual lives and our emotional and our mental health. Like, all of those things are very connected, and we can't separate them into different boxes. Like, they all intertwine. And so that change that has happened, that is still happening in my own mind, in my own journey is what I've become super passionate about, and that's why I now love to coach others and just encourage others on their journeys as well. So what is a challenge group? Let's talk about that. It's basically, in the simplest form that I can explain it, it's basically a group of people committed to working on their health and fitness goals together. So how do we run it? We run it through a free app that you download to your phone. It's a challenge tracker app. And it's basically, people always want to know, how long does the challenge last? Well, I always say that it's 1 month minimum, but the way I run my challenge group is that it's ongoing. And so I say you've got it for a year, basically. Like, I do a year-long challenge group. And so I do rounds within that challenge group. So my next round starts a week from today on October 9th, and each round goes for 4 weeks. And so it just has been helpful since I do an ongoing group. It's been helpful for people to have kind of a start date and an end date, and they can engage as much as they want or take breaks whenever they need to. I always let people who've been in the group for a while know, okay, the next round is starting on this date. Do you want to jump back in if you've been kind of MIA for a little while? You know, so it just helps to kind of have a start date and an end date. But the reason I have designed it as a year-long group, as an ongoing group, is that I don't want to encourage just a quick fix or a diet or a fad. I don't believe at all that that's what this is, mainly because I've experienced this to be a sustainable lifestyle change in my life, in the lives of my family members. Like, we've been doing this for well over 2 years now. And so it's just been, it's been something that's sustainable, and that's what I'm passionate about. Just when I share with other people, I want this to be a sustainable lifestyle change. It's not just a fad that's going to help you lose a couple of pounds that you'll then gain back. You know, I want to help teach others how to embody this as a lifestyle and not a quick fix. So that's the reason we do this for a full year, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a moment. But what's really cool about it is there's this community aspect. We share our struggles and how we're working through them. We celebrate victories together. So even though we're not all working out together, even though it's this virtual group, we check in daily via this app. We log our daily shakes, we log our daily workouts, and I'm posting daily in the group for motivation, encouragement, helping make that spiritual connection between why are we doing this, like why should we steward our health well, how is this obedience, like just kind of making all those connections, engaging with each other, and just the encouragement that comes from a group of people who are pushing play in their living room by themselves, or in my case a lot of times with little ones running around. You know, even though it seems like you're alone in your living room doing this fitness program, you're still connected to a group of people who are also striving for the same goals. A little bit different goals. Everyone has different goals, and I talk about that as well. I want everyone to be striving for their own goals. But it creates a sense of community just to be able to share struggles, to talk through ideas, especially because some people have been in the group longer than others. They can give tips for, here's how I make my shake that tastes better. Here's how I meal plan and prep for the week. You know, just we're able to share those struggles and just be very transparent, and we're also able to celebrate victories together. I've had a few friends in our current group right now who have been sharing victories recently, and it's just been super cool to see. So what is unique about my group? When I first considered doing this video just to share with people about my challenge group, I just asked the current challengers in my group what they loved about the group. And so I just want to read a few of their comments to you so that you can hear from other people. Here's what makes this group different. Like, here's what they love about this group. One person wrote, I like that it's different, not just about physical health, but spiritual as well. And someone else said, I agree. It's about our relationship with God as well. This group focuses on both being important. Someone else said, I like the accountability, the encouragement, also the fact that it is not just about discipline in eating or exercise, but getting into the Word, focus on spiritual growth, as well as a healthy body and healthy lifestyle. Someone else wrote, the group is accountability and encouragement together, and I'm really thankful for the way it brings people together on different journeys for the common goal of overall health and wellness, spiritually, physically, and mentally. And then someone else wrote, you always have a base of people to ask questions. So I hope that kind of answers the question, what is different about our group? And that's the spiritual aspect of it. Pursuing discipline in our physical health is not just one area of our life. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm very passionate about that. It affects many other areas in our life as well, which I learned once I began paying attention to in my own life. So we focus on intentionality in 5 main areas. And maybe you saw the graphic that I posted last night about this, but it's intentional thoughts, like filling our mind with truth from scripture specifically. Intentional movement, that's the fitness side, which I'll talk about in a minute and kind of break that down. Intentional community, that support group of people who are on different journeys, but still like with similar goals and values. Intentional fuel, that's the nutritional side of things. Super, super passionate about that. It doesn't matter how much you exercise, if your nutrition is off, you won't be healthy. And so one thing that I do before people ever get in my challenge group, they have to go through a nutritional prep group, which is 8 different assignments. So if you did one a day, it would take you about a week, which is about how much time it takes to get your order in the mail. Or you can, I have some people who knock it all out in one day because they're ready to get started, but it really walks you through how to simplify the meal planning process, how to make it work, adapt it to your lifestyle, your family, whether you're a stay-at-home mom of littles or if you work 9 to 5 and you're on the go constantly. Like there are so many resources, recipes, shopping lists, everything to help you get started. So that's the intentional fuel side of things. And then lastly, intentional rest. We talk at least once a week about how resting is important and it is a very crucial part of our health and it's not something we need to ignore. So those are the 5 main areas that we focus on just living intentionally in. And so we're cultivating discipline in what I believe and what just I value the most, and that's personal time with the Lord. It's cultivating discipline in our relationships, our roles, our responsibilities, and then just our health stewardship. So where do we get our workouts? Where do we get our nutrition plan and our superfoods? All of our company's products are bundled into one awesome package. And if you want to know the full name for it, it's the All Access Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack. So I'm going to walk you through real quick the breakdown of what all it includes, but please know that I'm going to post a graphic later tonight that shows you all of this that I'm about to say. So if you're more of a visual person, I'm going to show it all to you. But basically, there is the fitness side of things, which is valued at $7,000. It's virtual access to every single program Beachbody has ever made. And it's first access to any unreleased program. So we have a new program coming out in November. We have a new program super excited about coming out in January. I'll talk about that in a minute. But it's basically the Netflix of fitness, valued at $7,000. Some of you, if you're familiar, like this is every program they've ever created. P90X, 21 Day Fix, Shift Shop is one of the newest ones that just came out this summer. It's all of those. So it's really cool because there's something for everybody, truly. They just released a bunch of like prenatal and postpartum workouts for moms. Like there's just so much to choose from, no matter your fitness level or your health limitations or like what your goals are for strength training or conditioning. It's all there. So then there's the portion control containers. You get that. That's valued at $20, and it truly takes the guesswork out of meal planning. If you've tried this before, but you just did not have support with this, I encourage you to consider trying it again. That's really what our nutritional prep group is about, is walking you through how to use these portion containers, how to restock your pantry and have healthy substitutions for a lot of the things that we commonly have in our pantry. It walks you through all of that. So it helps you portion out every meal easily and still enjoy some favorite treats along the way. And then there's our premium meal replacement, which is valued at $130. That's a 1-month supply of the superfood shake that I have not gone a day without in I don't know how many years. It's just awesome. It's a natural superfood packed meal replacement shake that helps you lose weight in a healthy way, fight cravings, increases energy, improves digestion. That's all things that it has done for me, so I can share just from my personal experience what it has done. We give you recipe ideas for that, different ways that you can make it. It's amazing stuff. And the quality and the purity of the ingredients is unmatched, truly. If you're like leery of meal replacement shakes, as you should be, because a lot of them have junk in them, I just encourage you to really ask me about some resources that can show you the ingredients, and I just dare you to do your research on it because it's good stuff. It really is. So there's the 1-year challenge group support, a daily coach valued at $100 an hour. The accountability group is valued at $100 a month. So that includes healthy recipes, complete meal plans, printable shopping lists, daily check-ins, and like I mentioned earlier, a community of like-minded people who are on the same journey with you. And that is something that I did not understand the value of until I actually experienced it. And I don't know why I discounted the value of it, because I grew up on sports teams my whole life, and that was community for me. And obviously, it's hard to even find another female that still plays basketball past the age of 20. But I didn't realize that that's a lot of what was missing in my motivation, was having a community of people and a team of people to come beside me. And it's super valuable, super valuable. So that total value that I just explained to you is over $9,000. And that's 12 months of support, and you can get it for the price of $160. That is a one-time cost that gives you 12 months of that all-access streaming, for the fitness side of things, the portion control containers, and it gives you your first month's bag of shakes for half off. If you choose to order more bags of shakes following that first month, then there is additional cost. But this is a one-time cost. Whether or not you continue on the shakes or not, you have that 12 months of the all-access pass to all of these fitness programs. So sometimes that's kind of confusing, so feel free to ask questions if you're unsure about that. So let me tell you that I'm wrapping up. This is my conclusion. And I am looking at notes because I want to stay on track and not waste your time. So that's what I'm looking at over here. So what's the plan for this group? Like I mentioned earlier, a really cool program is coming out in January by one of my favorite trainers. She's the creator of 21 Day Fix. This new program is called 80 Day Obsession. And it's basically what she would do if she were your personal trainer. Like what she would do if she had you for 80 days. She tells you she's going to break down the nutritional side of things more than she ever has, and really do some different things with the fitness side of the program. So I'm super excited about that, and I have some suggestions, some plans for people who might want to prepare for that in January. I've got some great things, like starting out with a 3-week program that she created, moving on to a 2-month program that she created that would kind of set you up well for joining that and kind of kicking that off in January. But anyways, everyone in the group currently is doing a different program, a little something different. And I encourage that because I don't want you to just do what the group is doing because the group is doing it. I really like to talk to each individual and find out, what are your health and fitness goals? What's working well for you? Where are you looking for some improvement? Like, are you wanting to lose weight? Are you wanting to gain muscle? Are you wanting to be more toned? Are you just wanting more strength? Are you wanting more energy? Do you have health limitations? Are you pregnant? Could you become pregnant soon? Like, just kind of walking through each individual person, and then I will make a suggestion based on all of that information, but ultimately it's up to you. I want people to do something they're excited about, something they enjoy. If you hate strength training, then I'm going to recommend something that doesn't incorporate weights. If you hate dancing, I'm not going to recommend something that includes dancing. There's just so many different options with it. And so I really like to just talk to each individual about what fits them best. And we'll go from there. So what now? What's next? If you're interested in joining the group that starts October 9th, that next round, you can comment on this video if you'd like to get started, and I will message you the enrollment form. If you feel like this particular thing isn't a good fit for you, but you still have some health and fitness goals, I would love to still have a conversation with you and at the very least just encourage you and support you. I have loved this business mainly because it's helped me find kind of my niche and what I enjoy doing, and that's just helping people and encouraging other people. And so I would love to just encourage you with whatever your goals are and have a conversation with you about that. But stay tuned. I will be posting some of the information I just shared. I'll post it in some graphics. I'll also be making a few announcements over the course of the next few days, so stay tuned. And thank you so much for your time, for taking the time to watch this. I know that there are a lot of other things that you could be doing with your time, so I really appreciate it, and I hope to hear from you soon. Good night, y'all.